Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is the 19th of March and it's 8:44 a.m. and I have a few messages for you. So these nihilists and their group, their team, one of them said, "Wife?" Like they're just shocked. They exclaimed it. They're discovering the error regarding their particular target. What kind of nest they got themselves into, what kind of can of worms they opened up for themselves. They're talking about a donkey or a horse. They really want their religious prophecy to be enacted, and they really are focused on it. You know, these ones, you can only prophesy in part or no in part, and yet these ones have filled the blanks in with their ideas of how it should go and what it should be, and everything has to align exactly as their seers say it. They don't allow people to be as they are. You know, they expect people to live the story of some psychic who can only prophesy in part or know in part. And it's crazy to me how these ones, they just don't allow anybody to actually live. They expect them to, you know, verify their fantasy for them. Anyway, rant. They're talking about an armada, which is a fleet of warships. They're accused of organized crime. One of these nihilists said, if they return here. So this sounds to me, you know, in the Google, it sounds like, you know, Navy or something, but this sounds to me like it's sky ships. Like, apparently there was some folks out there that had to be on the outskirts or something. You know, there was like, they sent in a group of watchers, but these watchers turned on everybody and enslaved them. And now they're being accused of what they've done. And those who are on the outside are now, it looks like, going to be returning and taking over the management of this foundation. So they're worried about it. If they return here, they're going to get a literal ass kicking, it looks like. They're talking and they say they fall back on the coven. So they're talking about the return of this magic and the curses and the hexes and all of that. So the coven that they've hired, or the many covens that they've hired, are now suffering for working with them. And it sounded like somebody was in court saying they put chips in everybody's mental bodies and then drive them into various experiences and extremes. One of these nihilists are complaining that they are surrounded. It could be by this armada. Take it as it resonates. Could be an island. Or it could be that you are surrounded by the armada. You and your partner are protected. The nihilists are talking about the living element, which is the fundamental chemical substances, primarily carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. And you know how they've been wanting to get rid of carbon. Well, that's what you are. This is a part of the elements necessary for life. It's the building blocks for life. The interconnected forces of nature, earth, water, fire, air, and sometimes spirit and ether, believed to be vital for life in the universe, representing different aspects of existence and energy. These ones have been messing with it. I believe they're in trouble with the spiritual courts for their interference, and they're seeking to destroy it. They've already been accused of chemically castrating the people, and now it looks like they're being accused of maybe interfering with the living elements. Perhaps they think you are it, as a star, a revitalizer, a giver, of life, a transmuter, or of the death energy, or whatever. It could be that they think that you are it. Yeah, they see they've been trying to get rid of it, and they so anyway. So water equals wisdom and listening. Benevolence is wood. Partnership and truth are fire. Thoughtfulness and support is earth. And respect is metal. The curator is so vile. And apparently there is a congressman who wants to prostitute her, whoever she is. One thing I noticed, one of them said, and again, my apologies, Spirit Divine only lets me hear so much. I don't get the juicy stuff sometimes. Most of the time, I never get the juicy stuff. You have to fill in the blanks, according to your own knowing. There's something about an olive branch, which is a symbol of peace, an offer of reconciliation. And I'm shocked by this, because these ones are the very ones who year after year, decade after decade, century after century have signed treaties and agreements and contracts. And once they get that signed and they get that permission to remain in the energy, they go and they annihilate the partner of that contract. They get permission with their relationship of a treaty, and then they overtake it. These ones never honor the olive branch. There's no honor in them. History proves it. And the divine said that the need for vengeance is in the history. So, you know, per person and whatever you want to associate that with. There's something about Canada, and they've mentioned Canada a few times. It's like whoever you are out there, there you seem to have somebody's interest or ear. You're saying something that's affecting the thought process or something. There's something about reptiles. One of these leaders of the abusers in shadow are real mad. I want these f-ers dead, he said. First thing I heard when I woke up this morning. I tell you, man, it's not a very good way to start the day. And so I report to you because, you know, I don't really like being woken up like that. Yesterday, the divine said that if they want to put violence in the world, then they shall receive it. And it appears that they have, and they're really, really mad about it. You know, these magic hexes and curses and all of that, you know, car accidents, heart attacks, whatever, death magic. It's all going back on the coven. These ones know it. They hired them to do it, and they're discussing it. They're really, really mad about it. And they want to redrum someone's, this power couple, whoever it is, really, really bad. Because the magic isn't working on them. It's coming back on those who put it out. They're very, very angry that they're receiving their intention for the world. So now these ones are calling you diabolic, or whoever this power couple is. They can't beat them. Physically, they go into the spirit. They try to fight them. They brought all their largest, most muscular, most powerful warriors, you know, singular, plural, and they can't beat them. The masculines, you know, and then they bring the feminines with all of that stuff, and they can't beat them. And it's really interesting, you know, because these are the ones who have been allowing the sex trafficking of the mother of souls, and the horrific raping of the children, and the blood binding of the fathers and the masculines in rituals of war. They project themselves and their diabolical nature out into the world, and now they are receiving a return of those intentions. You know, a while ago, the divine stated that your intentions shall be your gift. If you want to put violence in the world, you shall receive it. And so the diabolical ones are complaining that their dreams for the world are coming back on them. Love is the key, and they don't have it. They demand that the collective give them theirs, but then they brutalize them once they receive it. So there's that phrase, expect the unexpected. And I thought, that everyone knew that. Serendipity should not be a surprise, which is the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. It's luck and good fortune. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you is the golden rule. And everybody knew it. But these ones thought it was a joke. There's something about Elizabeth, and earlier they were mentioning reptiles. So many of you can correlate that according to your own knowledge and awareness, or you can do some research. So I think she's a little upset, and I heard a while back, a couple months ago or something, like a reptilian type of a masculine, they're hungry, like their people are hungry, right? So Elizabeth is like working something or doing something, I don't know, take it as it resonates. I felt that it was this person, but you take it as it resonates for you. These nihilists are discussing somebody's percentage of Neanderthal. Whatever, we've heard a lot of things about their perception regarding Neanderthals, but at this stage, I don't believe anything they say, because I've heard for many decades what they have said about me on a regular, in the unseen and in the seen, and many of you have also been downplayed as far as your value goes. And I take this to correlate with those that we've learned about through history. They have minimized so many of the important figures as mere myths, and that's just not the case. So many have chosen the thug life of shadow, magic and cursing and hexing, from the unseen, and energy tampering and mind effing people and driving them with these little nanochips and whatever. This false telepathy and telekinesis. And it's like when they get caught and seen as a weed and they start getting pulled, they're blaming the gardener for seeing them, for noticing them, for shining a light in them, and then yanking them out by their roots, if they have any. She's a dignitary. They're discussing a feminine who is a person of high rank or importance. The misogynist, narcissist, nihilist masculines who've been, asexual, abusing the children, asexual trafficking of the mothers of souls, and binding the fathers in this blood ritual called war. They are so freaking angry right now. They want these supernatural earth angelics unalived really bad. What they want to do is trap their merchandise, which is their energy and their ability to transmute death and to extend long life and, share their genetics and their DNA and their life force vitality so that they can play with it like the little mad scientists do, Anyway, there's that. And I will see you on the next one, everybody.